Next finalist is Xavier Clark, and theater and dance. Oh, Xavier, yeah, Xavier Clark. Sorry about that. Yeah, the presentation is intersectional approach to theatrical storytelling.
Hi, I'm Xavier Clark, and I'm an actor. These are currently America's most produced playwrights. They are all white, male, cisgendered, and straight. And therefore, the worlds that they create in their plays often do not include people who are part of marginalized groups. I do the research that I do because representation matters. When people cannot visualize themselves, their dreams are lost. When people who are not white cannot see themselves reflected in the arts, in the media, their dreams are lost. When all Americans can go to the theater and see themselves reflected on that stage, now that is something that dreams are made of. So how do we ensure that the stories that are told on the American theater stage actually reflect what America looks like today? Intersectionality. Now, intersectionality is the concept used to describe the ways in which systems of oppression are actually interconnected and cannot be examined separately from one another. Now, I implement these intersectional approaches in my storytelling as an actor in order to bring these specific stories to life. At UCSD, the first play that I worked on was Lorraine Hansberry's timeless classic, A Raisin in the Sun, which deals with the intersection of racism, the American dream, and capitalism. In Raisin in the Sun, I portrayed Joseph Asagai, who is a Nigerian college student. Now, in order to wear his character on my skin, my first step was to infuse his cadence as a Nigerian man into my speech patterns, which included watching timeless and long videos of Nigerian men speaking and then trying to wear that on my skin. The next play I worked on was Tambo and Bones, which was a minstrel show with a contemporary twist on it. Now, Tambo and Bones dealt with the intersection of racism, capitalism, and how we view black performance today. Now, my process and research for Tambo and Bones included the theory-based research, which was about how intersectionality is infused in our daily lives, as well as the physical exploration of the character through an acting style called clowning, which involves a lot of audience interaction and a lot of large physical gestures. Now, those were my two processes that I worked on so far as part of my research, but I do the research that I do in hopes that these intersectional approaches will allow someone to see their lives reflected back to them, and so that they don't have to force themselves to see themselves in cisgendered, white, male, straight narratives in the American theater. Thank you.
Thank you, Xavier. So it looks like you have a lot of fun doing research on, on this topic of, and storytelling approach to the intersectionality.
Yeah.
So tell us something about, lists of, things that maybe just give me one item on your bucket list that wish you can do it.
It's not necessarily a fun thing on my bucket list, but I want to go to Liberia someday. So I'm half Liberian and half Turkish, and I've actually never gotten to see parts of my Liberian heritage, and so one of my bucket list items is to be able to go there and visit and see actually a big part of my heritage.
Ah, great. Yeah. Okay. What is the comfort food that you like to, and also why?
Oh, comfort food. So I'm gonna go with Shake Shack. I know we're in California, everyone's an In-N-Out fan, but go Shake Shack. I went to undergrad in New York, and Shake Shack is huge out there, and every day when I would have a bad day in school or a stressful day, on my walk home, I would stop by the original Shake Shack, which is in Madison Square Park in New York City, and I would grab Shake Shack as a way to console myself after a long day. And after doing that for 4 years in undergrad, now it's become my comfort food. And thankfully, we have one in San Diego. We have a couple actually now. So yeah, Shake Shack is my comfort.
So when you are not under stress, what would you like to do with your free time?
Well, I don't have that here, so. But in the rare time that I do have it, I'm a coffee shop enthusiast. So I love exploring coffee shops around town, and I also love thrift stores. So thrift stores and coffee shops, I try to hunt them down when I have the rare free time.
Any recommendation nearby, the coffee shops that are?
Coffee shops, I love Communal Coffee. It's in North Park. They have a great honey lavender latte. If you're a latte fan, go check it out. That's definitely my favorite.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.